Good morning from Wilmington, Delaware. It's TeamStrub Day 91, state number 45. I am thrilled and overjoyed to be here this morning with Wes and Paul from the West End neighborhood house. Guys, can you introduce yourselves and tell us what you do? And by the way, thank you for being here this morning.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
My name is Wes Davis. I'm the Director of Development, and I'm tasked primarily with fundraising for West End.
Okay.
Good morning, Paul Calistro. I'm the Executive Director. Chris, we're glad to have you here today.
Glad to be here. Take two, as I screwed up the video the first time, so we're going to get it right this time, I promise. This is my first time doing this, apparently. Paul, what is West End Neighborhood House?
West End Neighborhood House is a not-for-profit social service agency whose goal is really to help people gain and maintain self-sufficiency, whether it's the individual, the family, or even a neighborhood community.
Fantastic, fantastic. And how long have you been in your position here?
Well, I'm pushing 25 years, so, I started when I was 5.
Started when he was 5. Talk about the different programming that's available here, and maybe we'll try and focus specifically on the youth elements of it today.
Okay.
There are a few primary areas that we work in. One is financial self-sufficiency. Another is housing. Another is youth programming, which includes foster care youth. Housing services for them, as well as supportive services to help them get on their feet before they age out of the system, and even after. We also work with community revitalization and development. So we're working on building strong neighborhoods, building neighborhood associations, and helping people get to know their neighbors and become a stronger community overall.
Fantastic. Talk about what a kid's role would be. So we're in summer mode right now.
Right. So, and Wes is going to really give you the details, but no one thing is, you can't just bring kids in with one thing, right?
Sure.
So some of it's jobs, some of it's camp, some of it's educational, some of it is gardening. So there's a whole bunch of stuff, but I think Wes could share you the details. You've got to have multiple approaches to approach kids.
Definitely. Okay. And you have to have, just like a good song, there has to be a hook. You've got the message, you've got the poetry that's involved in that song, but what is the hook that really draws you in? And that's what we try to do with our kids. What do they like? What are they interested in? They're learning how to be a more successful person overall. They're improving their education. They're learning how to socialize. But what is the hook that brings them in that they're very interested in? One of those things is our track team. We have a nationally recognized track team with national champions.
Which is really cool because we have no track facility.
We're
like
say,
poor people. They run in the hallway. They run in the hallway, and then they get in a van, and their parents pack them lunch, and they travel for 2 days to go to Texas by van. They get out of this 15-passenger van, and they're competing against suburban kids who have these multi-million-dollar tracks, and they're like winning. But more importantly, you know what they're winning? They're winning scholarships. We've got track coaches coming from all over saying, hey, we'll give you scholarships, guys. You guys can run, and you guys have good academics. That's a hook.
Wow, that's pretty amazing. So age range of the kids involved in the programming would be?
Yeah, on the track team, the kids range from kindergarten all the way up to high school, 17, 18, up to
Wow.
18.
Okay, so 25 years almost in the program. By the age of 30, it's very impressive. What's it like watching some of these kids work their way through the program? I'm sure there are many kids that are involved year after year after year.
Right. So it absolutely is exciting, right? When I see the smile on their face, they're so excited. But what's the most exciting is when the big guys help the little guys, right? When I see 17-year-olds mentoring 8-year-olds, because the kids in Wilmington, at least the ones we serve in, are living in very impoverished conditions, and they really don't have a lot of opportunities. So this is an opportunity for them to come and visit with us.
I wanted to ask you about, you guys were recently featured in Fast Company magazine.
Right.
Talk about the entrepreneurial spirit.
Right. So Fast Company magazine named us one of the 50 most entrepreneurial companies in the country, not just not-for-profits, which is like blew our minds.
Yeah.
But it's about, I think, starting programs that no one's done before to solve problems that everyone's facing, like our loan programs that combat payday lending. People don't, an alternative to payday lending. Our foster care program, was unique. I mean, those are two of them. Our prenatal program. So we've set up different programs that have been replicated in other states, and I think that's maybe why they did that.
Wow, fantastic.
One of the characteristics of these entrepreneurial projects, too, is partnership. So there's one project in particular with which we partnered with a for-profit company Paul and the heads of that company both saw a need in the sign creation and installation business where there really was a gap in the market and an opportunity to develop that. Not only did we partner together with him to create a new company called PopDot, but also we overlapped our services for existing foster care youth to employ them in this company.
There were no jobs. So we created a company with a private company in a high growth area, sign creation, sign and PopDot, and now we're hiring foster care kids that are learning a skill and having benefits and a job. So, you know, creating jobs, creating companies.
Wow, that's fantastic. Programs in the schools that help kids learn about this program, I mean, how do you attract more kids into the program?
So attracting kids is not a problem. We have kids that come from different neighborhoods. A lot of it's word of mouth. This is a small town.
Yeah.
My friends in Wilmington might not agree with it, but it's a town of 70,000, and kids talk. And when one kid tells another kid, that it's like wildfire. So we have kids from all over the city coming here because, as Wes said earlier, you have to have that hook. What is it they're going to like? What is it that they're going to get?
Great, great. I want to know, and I'll pose this question to each of you guys. Why do you do what you do? Both of you seem like very intelligent young men, and curious why choose the nonprofit sector even versus, you know, there are many opportunities in the metropolitan and tri-state area. I guess we're still technically there.
Right.
Why do what you do?
The people. I mean, I get more out of this than I put in.
Yeah.
So I meet great people. I see people's lives change, and I go home at the end of the day maybe exhausted, but feel great that we left a small footprint in the sand that's going to stay.
Higher purpose. I come to work every day knowing that what I do helps someone else, and that means a whole lot more than money. That means a whole lot more than just about anything else. Not only enjoying what I do, but being able to give something back to folks who are in need, or just folks who can benefit from something that I contribute.
And so your favorite part of the job would be?
Never knowing what's going to happen next. It's always an adventure. Every day is an adventure.
My favorite part is when somebody comes back 10 years later, you don't remember them, they said, "You guys changed my life."
What is the role of volunteers here?
Boy, they're the backbone, right? They're the backbone. They're the labor, they're the intelligence, they're the passion, they're the creation. They come in and their jobs can be anything from working with a kid one-on-one to helping us figure out how do you start a new business.
Wow.
And actually, the group that governs and oversees the activities of the entire organization, our board of directors, are volunteers.
Could you use more volunteers?
Always. You know.
That's the easiest question.
And it is. I mean, it is. And really, I think the real key is we try to tailor their experience to what's important to them. Right? Match a need with what's important to them, not just say, "Oh, we need this done,"
yeah.
But how does this make you? So, you know, do you want to start a whole new community garden? Let's do it. Right? You want to have a hockey team for kids? Let's do it.
Great. Tell me what's so wonderful about life in Delaware.
You can get to know everybody in a year, and if you need to get stuff done, you can pick up the phone and call somebody.
You agree?
It's very easy to get things done and
easy to get around.
Oh yeah, I mean easy to get around. You know,
transportation.
No disrespect. I lived in Illinois. I grew up in Chicago.
Okay.
If I needed to call the governor, no chance.
Yeah.
I can get a U.S. senator. I can get a vice president on the phone. Pretty cool.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Guys, where can people learn more about this organization?
A lot of different places. Our website, www.westendnh.org. We also have an electronic newsletter they can sign up to receive. We have a Facebook page. Or you can call any one of us.
And you can pick up tomorrow's newspaper.
Absolutely. There you go.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time.
Our pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. We're going to walk around a little bit, get to meet some kids.
You have another visitor, so you guys know each other. So
We do.
No, I'm sorry, behind you.